Hello everybody, it's me, back again, still sick, and still riding the world's content train. This is Game 5 between the Six Ferrymen and the Jade Dragons in the SWC semi-final. You're already spoiled, you're probably in the wrong place, but look away now, or whatever. But yeah, this is Dardez on the Erlang Shen mid in this game 5. Which, I don't know, it's just so crazy that they did this game 5. Hopefully the audio balance is okay. I'm actually... you know what? You know what? Maybe this is something they can fix for Smite 2. Is like the volume slider's not murdering your frames whenever you use them. Put that on my wish list. I had to... that is another video I'm planning on making. In the next coming days, probably just like a Havering style video on my hopes for Smite 2. What I'm looking for. And I guess another video maybe on the esports stuff as well. I do have notes for both of those videos that I took when I was away. So yeah. But yeah, I wanted to take a look at this game just because the Erlang mid was out of the ordinary and there were some very cool moments in this game that I remember. There's one especially that comes to mind where Dardez got super low. Well, there's a couple times. There's one where he got super low, he ran away, and he turned on it. It was kind of off cam, so we didn't see it properly. And then there's another time where he gets super low, gets Kepri ulted, and then just goes absolutely nuclear because the ferrymen don't want to kill him while he has the Kepri ult on him. Anyway, nothing much interesting going on through the start. Went Death's Toll, Katana. Does he go Golden Blade? I think he did go Golden Blade if I remember correctly. Just funny. A bit odd. I remember when we were looking at the drafts for this, like, we knew Dardez had played Erlang mid before. I don't think any of us considered the fact that this was going to be Erlang mid, Maman jungle. Because the Maman had been so good in mid for Dardez, that's where they'd wanted to put it. It suits his style. But I guess it's just this matchup into the set. I think set typically just really bullies mages because if he goes on them, he can basically outtrade them forever. And Erlang actually has really, really strong 1v1 trade potential, like ridiculously strong. He has great sustain with his Death's Toll. He has great potential for survival with the turtle form. And then in terms of his 1v1 trade potential, he's like one of the only gods in the game that can outtrade Amaterasu in duel. It's crazy. This god is nutty in 1v1s. And I think that's why Dardez likes the matchup. I'm not entirely sure. Ooh, little blue thing. Anyway, we're going to fast forward here a little bit. He's just doing some speed farming. I want to try and not make this too long. But it inevitably will be. You know how these videos go. They're always obscenely long. I think this game goes to about 30 minutes, just over. So, you know, it's probably going to be about that length of video. If you're, I mean, you can see down below how long the video is. Did I do a good job fast forwarding enough? Probably not. Anyway, Dardez just farming through the early game. A slow start for this one, which is, I think, looking at the comps. Let's have a look at the comps. I think a slow start, I don't know. It depends how highly you value a Freya. I think Freya is really strong mid-game. And mid-games just didn't really happen at this World. So I don't know if... Is that overstating it? I felt like games, like early games, could matter. Teams could gain leads. And then the game just seemed to stall at Fire every single time. And I feel like the bit where Freya's super scary kind of gets skipped. I hated... I'll be honest, I hated the Ferryman's draft here. I think I talked about how much I disliked it on the desk and then predicted them to win anyway. Just because, I don't know, I just felt like... I felt like it was too good of a story for the Dragons to win. Do you know what I mean? It was one of those where I just didn't believe that they would do it. Because it would be too, like... You know, good things don't happen to good people. I don't know. It's not, I mean, I obviously think the Ferrymen are good people as well. I like them. Wow, look at that. Sino has the fear. It was a Golden Blade first item. Gooseberries, beads, wing shard, all pretty standard. But yeah, I didn't like this draft. I think that the I don't know. I think there were a few mistakes for teams. I think a big one here was letting Coast get Hachiman. A mistake that we saw repeated in the final Game 5 as well. And this Khepri pick for PBM is just massive with the comp that they have. I love it. With this sort of, both the Maman and even the Bellona as well. Maman, Erlang, and Bellona, they love to dive in and sort of take 1v1s and go 1 for 1. And if you have a Khepri, you can make that just a 1 for 0 because the Khepri rises them. I really like it. I don't know if the Dardez pick up speeds all game. We can keep an eye on that. Something to note. So if you want to play Erlang mid in your games, you can figure out how it works. But yeah. I just felt like, I've talked about it a lot, but the depth of strategy the Dragons had in this tournament was so cool. And I don't feel like they didn't do their normal mistakes, which is typically they go to late game and they rush sieges and they rush fire giant pools. I felt like a lot of the time in this tournament they were the more patient team, which is nuts to say. We'll see how they do in this game around fire. I think probably pretty well. I remember they could have lost the game at one point when Dardez gets in trouble. Damage onto Sino. Surely he's dead. Yeah. That was pretty sick. Just taunt and blow him up. He went for Blink first relic. Dardez looks to punish. I love that as well. This is one thing. I think this might be the biggest thing that meant that the Dragons won overall. Because I think their drafts were good a lot of the time. But I think, for example, their Game 5 draft in the final was not very... I didn't like that draft. I mean, it had Pele and Atlas in it. I'm never going to like it, right? But even if I thought those characters were good, I didn't like the draft that much. But I think they just had the... they had the ability to just rip it, to just do things. I keep saying rip it. I feel like I got to come up with a better term for this. They made aggressive calls and committed to them. Is that fair? I don't really like that any better. Okay, he picks up the red here. Second time of asking. Oh, I hope my voice isn't too annoying. It's definitely better. I recorded the havering I did yesterday. It's definitely better than then. But I understand it's still not great. Hopefully it recovers in the near future. And I can be back to talking good again. Anyway, stay of the game. We can have a look. Just that one kill. Went on to Laspra. He picked it up. Sino fell. A lot of it being Dardez is doing. Look, Dardez just on tour. Look at that damage. I think they missed a lot of CC on the Sobek there, and he lives because of it. It was a bad... I don't know why Mike tried to root while the Sobek was coming out of ult. And I don't know why Dardez... I don't know. That never works. You never get that kill. But I guess a decent rotation by Dardez doesn't end up picking up the kills, so maybe he lost some farm here. Still a level up in mid. I don't know what's the button for that. I've pressed F2. It didn't do anything. I'm scared. Is it just 2? Okay, XP per minute. Yeah, topping the charts. XP per minute ahead of Paul. Is it because he's able to get mids more easily? Is it because he's not sharing any farm with Laspra? I would say probably the latter. I think Laspra shared less in mid this game than Sino on the Rat. Nothing much going on. And yeah, I really like the Khepri here because you know what else the other team is? Like almost entirely single. I think I talked about this on the desk. But the single target here, like Sobek wants to plug someone and pick them off set. Doesn't really do that much AoE damage. Freya doesn't really do that much AoE damage. Even Amma, not the best at, you know, controlling space. Obviously has the ult, but what she's best at is just beating someone down. And the ability to res that one person for Mike is very, very powerful. Yeah, we can see Laspra's ahead as well. I don't know if they just have the farm advantage here because they have more pressure. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're getting more mids, more neutral camps. Not sure. So head in mid and jungle as we hit the 10-minute mark. But only one kill. Slow game. What's the build looking like now? He went Golden Blade, Toxic Blade, and then I guess likely Kin's third. They already have 2 Xes. Surely it's a Kin's third here. Could be Xe. It is crazy how Dragons went from, you know, they had, I think, 3 auto attackers. They had a Nem, a Bellona or an Osiris and whatever Coast was playing, a Jing or a Hachiman, and they had no Executioners, and then they get to this one, they're like, buy Executioner ASAP, get it online. Should see the... Isaac, did he buy a Chalice there? I think he bought a Chalice there. Dardez and Cherio, as the coach of this team, has always been a big Chalice enjoyer. People in the pro scene love Chalice. I think they're right. Oh, you can't hover Chalice? Lucky. It's just a ridiculous amount of sustain for very little gold over the period of a game. So powerful. The only problem is it takes up a ward slot. I think if it didn't take up a ward slot, like you would see 5 Chalices on every comp team every game. Like FG. I mean, look at that. Dardez just gets plucked. He's like, okay, I'll turn around and I'll taunt them. I'll beat them up. They just take no damage here. At this point in the game. The Toxic Blade's interesting. I wonder if that's, like, I don't think that's bought for the... It's probably not bought for the sustain at all. It's bought for the 1v1, right? It has, like, the old Ichable passive on it, where you get attack speed and they get reduced attack speed. The movement speed on it is going to be pretty cozy as well. Ooh. Wants blue. CDR. One of the few... Yeah, I guess... Oh no, he's dropping it for the Kepri. Maybe he asked the PBM what he wanted. I think definitely late game green totem is pretty OP, but I could see blue being the one of choice for something like a Kepri at this point in the game. Also Midgardian Mail, so they're going very anti-auto attack. They got Midgardian and a Toxic Blade for the set. Freya, Amma, you know, even Rat likes to throw in auto attacks. So I like it. I like the build paths. Not a whole lot going on, is there? Slow game I've chosen to demo review, but I know that we get some banger. I think there's a big fight. Is this the big fight? We get some banger moments later on. Ferryman stole that. But Aurora had to put himself out of position to get it. I can't remember. Was it Skewer stole it? I can't remember off the top of my head. But that was a rotation from Coast not matched by Spin. Full golds. It was not... Oh, we don't have finished yet. But now they have Xe. So they pulled the Pyro. Kind of ripped that. Forced the Ferryman to contest. Aurora has to die to contest it, and then they just straight pull gold after. They know they have pressure. They know that the Freya has to back up when they're rotating aggressive side. I like that. They know that the Freya has to back up when you have the Geo tier 1 down, especially. The ADC cannot solo contest that gold or they'll just die. So you path aggressively, you force them to play back towards their tier 2, and then you can just pull Gold Fury straight away. Also, if you're pathing aggressively, it makes the mid laner a little bit more scared to rotate. They're normally going to go underneath by the green. But yeah, using their pressure well. They do lose the mid tier 1 for it, which is important. I think mid tier 1 is really important, especially if you're on the back foot. At the moment, they're on the front foot, so it's not so worrying. But it means that, like, you know, if Freya ever makes a rotation, or if Nika somehow gets out-rotated from solo, it's really difficult for them to reset a fight in mid when you don't have that tier 1 anywhere around mid, because you have all this area you want to go back towards your tier 1 in mid, right? So difficult to disengage and she lose that tower. Anyway, nothing's happening, huh? I think I'm doing pretty well with just talking nonsense. How do I look? Do I look sick? I feel like I don't look too bad, actually. Like I look okay. I was working today. Kept on my streak of not having taken a sick day at my current job. It's like 6 months. Soloed? Oh no, good ult by Sino. Was a Kins in the end, by the way. And let's fast forward a little bit. But yeah, I guess I'll put this up tonight, seeing as I'm recording the demo. I was gonna just record the gameplay. So obviously the Season 11 patch comes out tomorrow. So today is the last day I can record gameplays without figuring out how to do... Are they just gonna let her out here? Nice double stun. Nice double stun. But yeah, today's the last day I can record demos. I think I was maybe gonna do something from maybe Last Propelle from the game 5. So I think that could be, that's a game where it's like pedal to the metal. I think that could be definitely a fun demo review to do. If there's any games that you all would like to see me demo review, let me know in the comments down below. And like and subscribe and hit the bell while you're at it. It does just feel like nothing's happening in this game, huh? Get to the juicy part. But yeah, it would be nice to do one from the other side of the bracket, I suppose. I feel like I'm doing 2 Dragons games for sure. Be nice to do an Oni Warriors game, or I mean, I doubt I'm going to do much for the Leviathans. It would have to be Oni Warriors, I think. Beads from Dardez. He front lines while they grab the Pyro. Did have to use the beads. They had Capriol available. Opt to just beads out instead. See when this fight is. Oh, they just rip this? No way they do this, right? They kill someone. I wanna. Okay, their DPS is crazy. Rat and Freya not there. Do they have vision? Asking around the back, Aurora around the back. They just rip it. No, Ferryman steal it, of course. I think this is one of the many fights. This is one of the fights where Dardez goes crazy. So he got 1 kill already. Askin looks to chase him. No, is this the one? He blinks out, so he knows that the 2's down. Pops his 1. His ult came back up. Oh my god. You know what? It deserves I feel like it deserves a replay. So his ult was down for 8. So he opts to blink away. It's definitely an insta-cast blink, by the way. And then he gets the ult back off. Doesn't even... I definitely would have turtled there. I'd be so afraid of dying that I'd definitely turtle. But, you know, that's why I'm not an SWC winning MVP Erlang mid player. I guess. Unlucky. That is a crazy turnaround. So FG on to only 3 because I think Dardez killed 1. Dardez killed Baskin and someone killed Paul as well. Not the worst swing in the world. It is. I tend not to be a fan of those calls. Honestly. I think that was very definitely a potential game thrower there by the Dragons. It could have been FG on 4 and Dardez dead for, you know, 35 seconds or whatever. Could have been real rough. Dardez makes a big play. Big players make big plays, I suppose. But, yeah. I tend not to be a big fan of those calls, those overly aggressive, like 17, 18-minute Fire Giants. I especially hate, like, the 15-minute ones when you're winning, right? When you're losing, and, you know, it's a desperation play, maybe you feel like your comp doesn't scale. I don't mind it so much. But when you're winning, yeah, I'm just not a big fan of them. He did go into the Berserker Shield next. Beads and Blink down for a bit, but no fear. Upgrade Shell on the other side. For a support, rather. On his side. This was the build that I think a lot of supports went every game. I like that Mike was switching it up. I don't know. Warflag is interesting. I don't know if it's strong enough late game because you've got the, you know, triple auto attackers, if it's worth having. But yeah. Let's read it. 4% attack speed. Getting an assist for an enemy dying provides a stack that's 4% attack speed. So is it super nice for sieging with auto attackers? I'm not sure. I honestly thought because the games were going so late, maybe people should just go like Compassion. I know that Warflag's much better for the early game, but I think it was inbound. Bobby was saying that on the desk. What did he just go? He beadsed. What did? Hang on a minute here. Is that a misclick? Is that a misclick? What the hell, Dardez? This guy sucks. We should have given MVP to Nika. I saw that there was a bit of discourse around that. Some people in the crowd. I don't know if it was the same with people watching online. Some people thought that Nika should have got MVP. I think that Dardez was pretty unequivocally the MVP. I thought he was so good. But yeah, I don't know. Nika was great as well. Nika was we did get to vote. Oh. Alt outs. Was that blink from Dardez? We did get to vote. You know, casters and analysts voted basically on who gets MVP. It was the same last Worlds. And I voted for Dardez #1, Nika #2. Another rip it. This is the fight. Okay, I want to watch this from... Oh, no, Lasper gets the ult. So how is Dardez not dead? How is he just... Where... Just buys a ridiculous amount of time on this one. He does eventually die. Spoilers. Ugh, Sino, hit that. You're gonna hit that, man. 4 of them come to kill him. And meanwhile, what is Aurora doing? That is... He gets away with it. He gets away with it, but what is he doing there? That I remember at the time, I was like... I think he used this, did he? 130? Yeah, he used his med. So he lost his med for it. But what is he doing? While 4 of his team are chasing a kill... Why is he alone on... Oh god, Titans UI. Can we fix it? Nobody... Oh yeah! I'm really worried my game's like gonna crash anytime I do something like that, but we survived. I guess we'll watch the FG fight with Nika POV. How long is Dardez going to be before he's here? Oh, that was a great disarm. Coast surely dies. Was that Kepriel cancelled? I wasn't up. He doesn't die here, does he? No. Wow. They really should have killed him. Anyway, back to Bastion. Oh yeah, I get to call him Bastion. We're tight like that. Build-wise, went for the Berserkers into the Death's Embrace, so can just perma-sustain. Because of the Embrace, if you didn't know, you can use the Death's Embrace passive on the little totems within camps. That's something that we saw Deathwalker abuse a lot with his Bellona build. Nika goes the other Bellona build here, but this time he didn't go Kins. He went... he must have gone Axe of Animosity this time, did he? I imagine. So I can't imagine you would ever go Sundering on Bellona. I think he did go Sundering once on Osiris. Maybe even twice. We'll see, though. I guess she's reasonably good at applying it, just with her 3. You know, you almost do it like you're popping a Magi's bubble. You just apply Sundering Axe passive and back on up. I don't know. I think I just prefer Axe of Animosity on Bellona. Game stalled out around fire. And this is what I talked about a little bit. You can see Dardez's sustain was a little silly. But this is what I talked about a little bit earlier on, is like how patient. Oh, there we go! Hey, action! We ask and we shall receive. There you go, you see. You can just heal off these things to full health. Thanks for that, Dardez. We saw how much more patient the dragons were around objectives than they were previously. Look at them. They just kind of draw a line here across the map, and they're like, okay, we don't step above this. We don't need to. We're waiting. What are they waiting on? Maybe they're waiting on Bracer. Maybe they're waiting on Relics for Coast. That's definitely what they're waiting on. They're just coming up now. The Ferryman able to get gold. I think Freya soloed that. Now they're like, okay, we have Relics again. We can pull Pyro. They do Pyro one more time. Dardez. Putting the damage out. Is this the one? Let's see. This is the one. Look, he gets the ult on him and he gets his ult off, and then he just starts wailing on everybody and nobody ever kills him. He just goes crazy. What is he backing for, man? Where are you going, Dardez? He's trolling. He's trolling. Is an end call? Got 40 seconds on Baskin, 35 on Cyclone, 35. You know what? We'll go back and we'll rewatch that quickly. We'll watch this fight again. I want to watch it from up here. So he gets to 20, and then they disarm Cyclone. I think they tried to kill him, but the disarm came through, and then there was the ult knock-up from Laspra on the Maman. It seems like they were quite slow to make the decision here on what they wanted to do. Eventually they run it down mid. I think this is where they end. We'll see. No, they don't end yet. You get mid Phoenix, drop a bomb. Mid Phoenix, damage onto Aurora. He's gonna get out. 27 seconds. Oh, that'll be wrong. Sorry, timers will be wrong. These respawn timers are wrong because I fast forwarded. You'll see Cyclone respawn at like 10 or something. 13, I'm gonna guess. Oh, he respawned already. See? Dardez just lazy backing again, getting away with it. He's so lucky. Goes for a Magi's Revenge, I guess. Yes. What's proccing his Magi's here? Amma 3, Rat 3, Sobek 1, Sobek 2, Freya 3. Yeah, not too bad. As we get your Magi's Revenge procced by Freya Bandage, you can probably just blink after her and kill her. Yeah. Oh, he just hits the fire. And they steal it! Wow, I would never have gone fire there. I would have just called for DPS on enemy players, I think. Oh, horrible ult by Sino, I remember that. They eventually run down Baskin. They have FG on 4. Laspra, he'll need to fall. They already got mid Phoenix down. Now they're going to run it down mid. Freya has no relics. Rat has no beads. She went Deso last item. Guess that was like what she could afford. Wants those resets so that she can go crazy in this final fight. Kind of cool. I'm talking about Cyclone there, by the way. Oh, Deso right there at the end. Go Titan. DPS it. I mean, yeah, that is one of the biggest problems with Freya. Nika just stands in front of her. She just doesn't do anything. Oh, they reset. Oh, yeah, that's where Nika got that ridiculous kill onto Cyclone. Dive the fountain. And then he just survives. Look at his health. How is he not dead? He just doesn't die. It's ridiculous. This whole thing was ridiculous. Just Dardez and Nika unable to be killed. Doing 1,000,000 damage. 27,692 on Dardez. DPS is the Titan. Get the Titan. We're going to Worlds. We're going to the final, boys. We're going to the final. Oui, oui. He takes him down. Vive la France. And yeah. Dardez pretty good at Erlang mid. Made it look great. I think as well it was combined with the Kepri, which was so dangerous. We saw in that one fight of fire where he used his ult and then had the Kepri res on him, so he's gonna be 40% HP whether you kill him or not. And I thought they stopped DPS, but Cyclone just got Omega owned by disarm into Maman ult. Here are the final stats. 26 wards from Polar Bear Michael. Not bad. Only 9, 7, and 8. And 10. 7, 8, 9, 10 for the other carries on the Dragons. Probably because 3 of them had health chalices. I think Laspra, Nika, Dardez will have had health chalices. But yeah. Super cool. Super cool and super big to bring out in a game 5 on the road to a reverse sweep. You're like, you know what? Let's play Erlang Shen mid. Put the Maman in the jungle. And it worked. I love this comp. I love this comp. I think it's so good. I think the Kepri is just so perfect with mostly these two, but the Bellona as well. And then like Coast on Hachiman, the best hunter in the game. You can't really complain about that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, everybody. Let me know if there's any demo reviews you want to see. I'll put this up this evening. See if I can get any more recorded in the near future. But yeah, till next time. Bye, everybody.